Hello, today we have a grammar topic, future tenses and time clauses. Then we'll practice together some grammar exercises. Let's start with the first. Okay, future simple tense. How is it formed? In the affirmative we have the subject plus will or shall and the main verb. The negative, subject, will, shall plus not and then the verb, and in the interrogative form, will or shall plus the subject followed by the verb. Let's see now some of the meanings or the usage of the future simple tense. We use the future simple for action decided at the moment of speech or on-the-spot decisions. For example, I have a toothache, I'll take medicine. For unplanned future actions, with conditional time and purpose clauses, for unpreventable actions in the future, for offering, threatening, or ordering, and for thoughts, predictions, assumptions, sureness, or fears about the future. Which are some of the time expressions that we use with the future tense? It's tomorrow, soon, later, next week, in 2 weeks or months, next year, later, the day after tomorrow, etc. Let's pass to the other tense. Future continuous. It is formed by will be plus the verb ending in ing. This time tomorrow, this time next week, etc. are some expressions that are used with future continuous tense. If we refer to the timeline, we have the past tense, the present or now, and we have the future tense. Future continuous refers to the future tense but at a specific moment of it. When do we use it? We use it for actions in progress at a certain time in the future. For example, this time next week I will be traveling to Paris. Tomorrow at 10 you will be doing your exam. And when you get off the train, I'll be waiting at the platform. Some other uses are for future plans and arrangements. But it is equal to present continuous use or be going to. Will be coming next weekend is the same as when we say we're coming next weekend. Or will be leaving tomorrow at 8 a.m. Future perfect continuous tense. Its form is will have been plus a verb fall in ing. When do we use future perfect continuous tense? We use it for action that will have started, will have continued for some time, and will still be in progress in the future either. Before a specific moment or before another action takes place. Let's see examples for both situations. They will have been flying to London for 4 hours by this time tomorrow. It means that the action of flying is in progress before another specific moment in the future. Or for the second situation, we will have been cleaning the house all day by the time she returns. By the time she returns is the second action that takes place after the action we will have been doing in the future. Let's study the following examples. Pay attention to the tense used after the words in red. I will phone you when I get home from work. Before I go, I'd like to talk to you. I'm going to swim a lot while I'm on holiday. We'll go out when it stops snowing. Let's stop here. What do you notice? We see that all the words in red are time clauses. And our intention is to focus on the verb tense after the time closes. What do you see? What tense is the verb? In all the examples, we see that the verb after the time closes, even though they refer to the future, is in present simple. It is very important not to use these verbs in future continuous or future simple. Now, let's see the differences between the meanings or the usages of different forms of expressing the future. Will is used for predictions or forecasts. For example, the weather will be perfect all week as a forecast, or I think she will win Wimbledon. It's used for spontaneous or on-the-spot decisions. Yes, I'll marry you might be a perfect example. It is also used for offers or promises. For example, we say, I'll help you plan the party, or I'll see you tomorrow. Going to is used first for intentions about the future. I'm going to read War and Peace this weekend, for example. It's also used for previously made decisions. On the contrary, we will for spontaneous ones. We're going to get married, but we don't know when. Or for something that is likely to happen in the future. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain. Here we have visible evidence that shows us what is likely to happen in the future. Present continuous to express a future meaning is used for arrangements and plans. We're getting married in Spain on July 24th. Or I'm having coffee with my boss tomorrow. We see here that in difference with the going to use, we have a more fixed or precise time in the future. And we use the present simple with a future meaning for timetables or scheduled and repeated events. Let's look at the examples together. At timetables we have bus ones, train, movie timetables, or flight timetables. The sentence does not change their tense. For scheduled or repeated events, we have the examples of It's my birthday tomorrow, it is Christmas next week, I have a German class next week, or he has a job interview in a fortnight. We see that all these sentences ask or answer about habits or routine happening in the future time. Now, let's practice some exercises together. The first one, complete the sentences for situations in the future. Decide which tense you need to use. If we focus on the sentences, we have to remember at the same time the grammar rule we previously talked about. The first one, Aaron is carrying 2 tires. So, we have a visible evidence that he is going to change the tires on a car. Let's go on with the second sentence. Next week is the beginning of winter and the weather forecast says that there will be snow tomorrow. We have a forecast here, so we have future simple use. Next sentence. That's why many of the garage customers have made an appointment and are calling in today to get either winter tires. So it's a plan or a fixed arrangement. By the end of the day means that the action will have finished before the end of the day. Aaron will have mounted about 80 tires. We have the future perfect use here. He will probably be tired after that. Something that is likely to happen. And the last sentence, it's a lot of work for one day, but his customer promised that next year they will have their tires changed earlier. So another action finished earlier than predicted in the future. Future perfect tense. Next exercise. we have to use the adverbial clauses of time or the time clauses. Remember the verb tense to use after each of them. The first situation is, we'll get there and we will send a message. In this case, we say, soon after we get there, we will send a message. Let's go on with the second sentence. I'd like to finish it, it will get dark. I'd like to finish it, we say, before it gets dark. We are going to have a rest. We'll be on holiday. We are going to have a rest while we are on holiday. Let's go on. Next sentence. He will not regret it. She'll move away. He will not regret it until she moves away. Can you water the flowers? We'll leave the house. Can you water the flowers when we leave the house? Get in touch with him. I'm going to write to him. We say, get in touch with him as soon as I write to him. And the last sentence, come to see me. You'll feel alone. Come to see me whenever you feel alone. Once again, please bear in mind that the verb tense after the time clauses should always be present simple, not future simple. It was all for this topic. Thank you very much for your attention.